Good evening, guys. It is time for. I thought I would do a little look at the football review, the football results for today. So, Man City um, losing again in the Premier League. That's 5 games in a row that Man City have now lost, obviously losing 4-0. The worst result we've actually seen for Man City in the Premier League this season. I think it's pretty fair to say that they are really kind of struggling without Rodri. I think Rodri's injury has been a huge blow for Man City. You look at how they play when Rodri is actually in their team compared to when and you compare that to now. Obviously, we know that Rodri is going to be out for the rest of the season and won't actually be playing again this season, unfortunately. So it would be an interesting one. Our Man City. I'm not saying Man City are crumbling, but it's a shocker for them to lose, a game like that. I don't think anybody was expecting Tottenham to come away with, such a big result at the Etihad tonight. I think people were expecting Man City to recover and pick up a win today. They really needed to win today to kind of close the gap on Liverpool. Liverpool could kind of widen the gap tonight if they beat Southampton, which they probably will beat them. In other results, Arsenal are back to winning ways. They beat Nottingham Forest 3-0 at home. Decent result for them. They needed a win and they are back to winning ways. Chelsea picked up a 2-1 win at Leicester. Big result for Wolves, a 4-1 win over Fulham. A draw for Everton and Brentford. A big result for a lot of big results today as well. Brighton beat Bournemouth by 2-1. Aston Villa drew 2-2 with Crystal Palace in a game that they were actually losing at one point, but Villa obviously got the equaliser and drew that game 2-2. So thankfully none of the Premier League games were affected today by storm, but which has caused havoc for a lot of EFL games. Obviously a really big result today. Millwall's game had to be stopped for a little while because a fan was taking it in the stands today at the Den, so quite sad to hear that. Hopefully that fan is now doing well. Obviously a horrendous result for City tonight, a game that they realistically couldn't afford to lose. It was a game that they weren't expected to lose. It was a game they were expected to go out there and win, but they've ended up dropping points and in quite a big way. This result could, have quite a detrimental impact on them. It's just hilarious the fact that Tottenham have kind of lost to Ipswich Town before the international break, and then they've come against Man City tonight and actually won the game 4-0. How do you beat Ipswich? How do you lose to Ipswich Town, then go away to Man City? Literally just over a fortnight later, and end up winning the game 4-0. It's like. It's all about fake football. That's basically what it is. It's fake football. Yes, we see things like this all the time. Like, Tottenham losing the game against Ipswich, a game they should have been winning, only to then come to the Etihad and win 4-0. That was huge for them to come to the Etihad and get that result against a team like Man City. It was just unbelievable. And that's like 5 games in a row now that they've lost. It's like they seem to have taken their foot off the gas a little bit. They may I think that City, I'm not saying I'm sure that, I'm sure they'll pick up form before Christmas. They'll start picking up form again, perhaps just before Christmas. Obviously they've got Liverpool next Sunday on the 1st of December. Huge game, that one. Obviously Liverpool will be looking to win that one, but obviously Man City won't want to lose again. They won't want to lose 6 games. They won't want to lose again in the Premier League. Obviously, they got finalled in the week in the Champions League in a game they should probably win. I can't see them losing to a team like Feyenoord as shit. You know, in all fairness, they're not the best of teams. Um, but this is huge for Tottenham. It's a huge win for them. I mean, it's a huge result for anyone to go to the Etihad and win 4-0. Like, that's not something you see many teams do. But Man City have really slipped up, and I think them losing Rodri to injury, I think that's had a really huge impact on Manchester City. I think, it really goes to show how the loss of one player can really impact a team. But you think about the players that Man City have, they should still be able to win. They'll be being able to win games, regardless of whether or not Rodri's in the team. At the end of the day, one player being injured isn't something that should impact a team, a team's overall performances, the way that it's obviously affecting Man City. They should, any team should be able to, win games regardless of whether or not that player is on the pitch. But the fact that they've slipped up and they're losing games the way they are, it seems like Erling Haaland's words of "be humble" have seemingly placed a bit of a hurt on Man City. But it seems like since Erling Haaland said that, things haven't really been going too well for Man City. I think, maybe this is a season where we see somebody else win the league title this season. It would be nice to see somebody other than Man City win the league title. I think at the start of the season, I would have said Arsenal, but it's definitely between Man City and Arsenal again. But obviously Liverpool, kind of thrown their hat into the mix this season and are looking like potential title winners this season. It would be very impressive. If Arne Slot was to do that in his first season with Liverpool, it's a huge result. It's a huge result for Tottenham today. I think the Tottenham fans can be very, very happy with that result, especially a lot of the Tottenham fans who travelled up to Manchester today to watch the game. Obviously, it would have been a great result for them. They'll be returning back to London. Well, some of them might be returning to London tonight. Some of them might stay over in a hotel for the night and then travel back down here to London in the morning, which is probably what we should have done a couple of weeks ago when we went up to Manchester. We probably should have booked a hotel and come back the next day, but we didn't think of that, to be honest. But it was something we'll definitely do next time. Obviously we've got big games tomorrow. Obviously we've got Manchester United away at Ipswich, which for some reason is the 4:30 game tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm thinking that I think there is another game tomorrow. I can't remember what the other game is that's on tomorrow. No, it's not Southampton, Liverpool. I don't think Southampton and Liverpool are playing today. Playing tomorrow. I think they're playing today. Right, let me ask Alexa. Alexa, who are Liverpool playing next?
Southampton and Liverpool will face off at St Mary's Stadium tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m.
Oh, it's tomorrow afternoon. Liverpool are playing Southampton tomorrow at 2 p.m. So, our game is the 4:30 game tomorrow. I'm fairly confident that we're going to beat Ipswich. I would laugh if Ipswich did beat us tomorrow. At home, it would be funny. I'm excited to see what Ruben Amorim does for Manchester United. I'm very confident that we'll do okay under him. I think he's somebody that could really get a lot out of the players. I think United fans have a reason to be excited for him, to be excited for what he could do with United. I think that if we start picking up form between now and the new year, hopefully, depending on where we are by the new year, I certainly think that a top 6 finish is doable for United this season. But obviously we would need to start picking up form and picking up consistent results. This is something that Manchester United have kind of struggled to do for quite a long time, and that is, pick up consistently good results. I think consistency has really been one of our biggest problems for quite some time. Which is it was certainly a huge problem under Eric Ten Hag. There was just no consistency in the results. Like we were losing games that we should have been winning. You know, it was just ridiculous. And it's like a team like Manchester United should be picking up way more consistent results, but we've just struggled to do that for a long time, and I think. As a United fan, I'm glad we've got rid of Eric Ten Hag and we've brought Ruben Amorim in. I was kind of, but I am kind of confident ahead of today. I think you always have to be confident. I think that I'm not sure if Lenny Yoro will be starting the game tomorrow. I'm not sure if he'll even be on the bench. I know that he is getting closer to his return. I'm not sure if he's fully fit yet for the game tomorrow. I don't know. He may, I'm not sure if Lenny Yoro will even be travelling with the team to Portman Road. I'm assuming that he will be travelling with them. I can't wait to finally see Lenny Yoro back in the Premier League, playing for the first time in the Premier League, which will probably be in a couple of weeks' time, and see what he can actually do for United. I think there are some players in the team who I think will definitely shine under Ruben Amorim. I think there's a lot of players that, we will really see blossom. I don't think Anthony's one of those players who will suddenly become a different player or will be, one of those players that is transformed under Ruben Amorim's guidance-ship. I think that ship has very much sailed with Anthony. I think he's a lost horse, Obviously, I think a lot of people that social media is probably buzzing right now. Following that result tonight for the Spurs, everybody's probably talking about that. People will be going off about the fact that City have lost 5 in a row because that is huge. When was the last time that Man City actually lost 5 games in a row in the Premier League? Well, in football in general, it's been a long time since we've seen them do that. So. Obviously results, results might start picking up for City in the next few weeks. They might start, things might start getting better for them. I don't think Man City are falling apart. I don't think Man City are collapsing. I think, City have kind of really been impacted by the injury to Rodri. Obviously, him suffering a torn ACL, which has. Obviously sidelined him for the rest of the season. I think that's had a huge impact on Man City, and I think it's had a really negative impact on them. It's had a very negative impact on their form. It was nice though to kind of see Man City getting humbled today by Spurs. It was kind of it gave me that strange feeling of euphoria and satisfaction. I think it's always interesting. I always love it when you see a big team like United or Liverpool or Man City or Arsenal or Spurs or Chelsea getting humbled. And Man City were well and truly humbled today by Spurs 4-0. Man City should not be losing a game like that at home. That is disgraceful for any team to lose that badly at home. It's just not good enough. It's just not good enough for City to be losing a game like that at home. They've got Liverpool next week. I think they're away in that game next week. I think it's going to be a tough. I think City will want to win that game, but it will be a tough one for them. I don't think it will be a walk in the park for City next week. I think Liverpool won't go. I think Liverpool could win it. It feels like any team could beat City right now. Even one of the relegation battling teams could beat them. You'd fancy a Southampton to beat them or an Ipswich Town to beat them. I think City are a beatable team on their day, and I think they're showing that. But as I said, I don't think Man City are in crisis. I don't think Man City are in I don't think Man City are in a crisis. I don't think they're collapsing or they're falling apart. But I think the Premier League at the moment, I think the Premier League this season in general so far has been very interesting. It's good to see Arsenal getting a win today, but it was nice to see them back to winning ways after a few poor performances recently. It's good to see them bounce back with that win today. Against Nottingham Forest, so well, good on them for, getting that win today. Chelsea, great result for them, 2-1 away at Leicester, good result. Great result for, obviously, as I said, for Wolves beating Fulham 4-1 away from home again. Fulham shouldn't be losing a game like that at home. Um, you know, Another disappointment for Everton. Obviously, they've walked away with a point today, so at least they can say they've not lost that game. They've managed a point at least. Good result for Brighton away at Bournemouth. A bit of a South Coast clash there, and really great result for them. We got Newcastle West Ham on Monday night. I think that'll be a win apart for Newcastle. I think they'll win now about 3 or 4-0 probably. I can't see West Ham winning that game, but again, they've been shit under Julian Lopetegui. It actually makes me wonder how Julian Lopetegui has actually not been sacked yet by West Ham. He probably should have been sacked by now. Same with Everton and Sean Dyche. It's like how has Sean Dyche not been sacked by Everton already? The guy hasn't done anything with them, and I just feel like he should be getting sacked. But he'll probably stay in the job if he heaps them up. I think if he heaps them up, he'll stay in the job. I think if Everton get relegated, he will be sacked. I honestly don't know what the season holds for Everton. I think they're in a good position at the moment. They're not actually in the relegation zone. Wolves are actually looking like a team that could go down this season, which is quite surprising. Could this be the season where we say a full farewell to Wolves and they are relegated back down to the Championship? Who knows? Maybe it is. Maybe it is going to be the season where they go down. Did anybody actually predict that Wolves would be getting relegated this season? And I didn't. I certainly didn't think Nottingham Forest would only be getting top 5 this season. I actually said it would be third time not even Nottingham Forest. I actually said they would be, at the start as well, before the season started. I actually said that I believe Nottingham Forest were going to go down. But I think Nottingham Forest are one of those teams that really surprised me this season, and I think they've surprised a lot of people this season. We're talking about a team that last season finished, one place off the relegation zone. They were 17th, only one place off the relegation zone, and this season they're battling for top 5. It's like, what the frick? It's like, how have they gone from being a team that finishes one place off the relegation zone to a team that are currently in a battle to be finishing in top 5? Like, you're looking at Nottingham Forest as a team that could potentially be playing some sort of European football next season. If it's not the Premier League they're in next season, they could be in Europa League next season. That's what Nottingham Forest are looking at this season. Looking at currently is potentially being in the Europa League next season. This is scary to think that the fact that Nottingham Forest could be getting into Europe. Obviously, it was Newcastle not last season, the season before. Last season it was Aston Villa in this season it's Aston Villa in Europe. Last season it was Newcastle in Europe. This season it's Villa. Next season it'll be Nottingham Forest that are playing European football in either the Champions League or possibly Europa League. That is huge. I think it's been, like the work that Nuno Espirito Santo has done with Nottingham Forest this season, really, really good. I think if he gets Nottingham Forest European football at the end of the season, give him manager of the season. Don't give it to Pep or to, but then you would say, well, maybe Arne Slot would deserve it for winning Liverpool the Premier League in his first season with them, because that would be a huge achievement as well. So he would obviously be a contender for it if he does win Liverpool the league, which at the moment Liverpool are in a very good position to go on and do that. And I think you know, at the moment they do stand a good chance of going on to win the Premier League this season, and I think they might do it. You know, I'm actually feeling pretty confident that Liverpool might actually do it this season. You know, obviously they've thought in the last 2 seasons they've sort of fallen away a bit in the title race, but this season they seem to really be going for it, and I think they're really looking good. So yeah, very exciting day of football in the Premier League. Looking forward to the two big games tomorrow: Southampton, Liverpool, Ipswich United. As I said, big game on Monday night: Newcastle versus West Ham on Monday Night Football. So a lot of great action in the Champions League this season as well. Well, this week as well, in the week as well, and a couple of big games next Sunday, including Man City and versus Liverpool, which will be next Sunday. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you for another video. Bye.